And you don't have a single explanation as to why Melanie might want to do it, which is strange, but there we are. So Niels, how many samples did your paper look at?
The work in the paper is based on 5 samples, and but due to this chain of custody, which I found ridiculous actually to document, during the writing up of the paper, the other guys, some of the other authors, was very meticulous, wanted to have this chain of custody in place, which meaning that each individual who provided the samples had to fill out a form, and they were interviewed on camera, where and how they found it. I think, should anybody question the authenticity of the samples? I have published more than 60 papers. Never in my lifetime have I run into a situation like this where somebody eventually would accuse us of falsifying and spiking the samples. I just couldn't imagine. But the other guys insisted on this. Now the 5th of these 5 samples, the 5th person did not want it to stand up publicly and sign these forms. So all results from this 5th sample were pulled out of the final publication.
So it's based on
4 samples.
4 samples in the end, right? And where were those found?
Yeah, you can see here. Yeah.
No, I don't want to. Sorry, you have to assume that you're talking to a wider audience. They can't. I'm not going to tell people to refer to.
It's very easy because this is the south of Manhattan.
Yeah.
And you can see where the samples are found.
Yeah.
That's it.
So they're all found in the south of Manhattan, around the site, in various number of days or weeks afterwards.
No. Actually, the youngest one was, I think, about 20 minutes after the collapse of the North Tower. Actually, before the building 7, the 3rd tower collapsed. And the 2 next was the next day, and the 4th was from Janet McKinley's apartment, and she came back to that apartment a week after the collapse, but she lived very close to the South Tower, which is important for the quality, actually of the samples.
And how did they scoop up the dust they found?
They saved it in a plastic bag. It's all in the paper. I mean, you can just, and you don't have to be a scientist to read that.
But it was done. You're happy with the way it was collected.
Well, yeah, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't consider the samples. We have had other samples which have been collected, we just say with less scrutiny and